everyone, welcome to the Solo Gaming Spotlight. Today I'm going to be reviewing Halls of Hegra. This is a very thematic and immersive game. I'm going on my 10th play because I played the game 9 times already, and I'm starting to suffer from post-traumatic game syndrome. This is a tough game. I've lost more defenders and have had more of my troops injured than I care to count. And if I have to send another soldier to the morgue, or even worse, have them die waiting for help in the waiting room, I'm going to lose sleep at night. I don't know how the Norwegians did this, because this game is based off of a battle that took place between Nazi Germany and Norway. During the siege phase of this game, I've gone through a bottle of whiskey, which just to keep my morale up. Anyways, let's get to the table so I can show you the initial hope and eventual despair this game brings in a quick overview. Let's go. In Halls of Hegra, you'll take command of a small group of defenders as they work to repair and reactivate a hidden Norwegian fortress while German forces close in. The game unfolds over 11 tense days, splitting into escalating stages. During the first 3 days, you'll be mobilizing, digging out snowbound sections of the fortress, recruiting defenders, gathering supplies, and readying yourself for the siege to come. Every shovel of snow, every recruit brought into the fight, and every route secured feels like a race against time. On days 4 through 6, the Germans begin their advance. Tensions rise as you scramble to complete your final preparations, sending patrols out on riskier supply runs, fortifying defenses, and bracing for the inevitable onslaught. Then the siege begins, and all hell breaks loose. Bombing raids, artillery fire, and relentless infantry assaults batter your fortress and your defenders. Supplies dwindle, morale teeters on the edge, and every action becomes a desperate bid to hold the line against overwhelming odds. Each day unfolds in phases, resolving unexpected events, allocating your defenders to critical tasks, and managing your dwindling resources to keep the fortress and your men standing. As the siege drags on, the pressure mounts and you'll face impossible decisions. Do you focus on repairing the artillery to possibly boost your ever-dwindling morale, or tend to the wounded before they end up in the morgue? Do you risk repairing the jam machine gun for one final desperate attack, or hold on to your meager strength, hoping to stave off collapse just one more day? Every decision matters, because if you're even able to survive to day 11, it all comes down to the last stand. This is the final reckoning, a conclusive test to see if you've done enough to hold the fortress, or if your defenses and your defenders will fall at last. Okay, now that you have an overview of the game, let me give you my thoughts. Actually, first, this is a copy that was provided by the publisher. I want you to know that. But the opinions here are my own. So, at its core, Halls of Hegra is a worker placement resource management game. You have different other aspects in it. You're going to have combat. You're going to be rolling dice. You're going to be losing troops or injuring troops, sometimes losing them if you don't heal them in time. You're going to be taking out the enemy soldiers, suppressing them. You're going to be taking them out on the map where you're trying to gather supplies. Though you don't have to roll to beat them. You're just kind of rolling to find out if your troops get injured on those. You automatically defeat them. So those are the main aspects of the game. There's a bag building element where you can add mistiles to the game, but economically speaking, you know, if you have the choice between unjamming your machine gun and taking, possibly taking out 3 advancing troops, or throwing a mist token in your bag that you may or may not draw, you may not want to focus on your bag building. So there is that point to it. The tower defense, you are fighting on 2 different, you have 2 different aspects. You have these constant influx once the attacks start of troops advancing towards your wall that you need to prioritize and take care of them. They will overrun you and you will lose the game. You also have the troops out on your map where you're trying to gather much needed supplies from and trying to bring them back in. And if you ever get too many infantry tokens out there, it progressively gets worse for you. Now you start drawing hits. You have these artillery that are just going to blast you. You need to take care of them. So you have these 2 different fronts that you need to take care of. In the meantime, more of your troops are ending up in the sick bay, and you need to treat them. And you're running less and less actions that you have available to be able to take. And if the decision space there is that you enjoy is having multiple options but not enough actions to be able to take all those options, then check the game out. Watch a playthrough or how to play and see if this is something that fits what you like or not. For me, I like this game. I really enjoy it. This is normally a game that is too tough. If this was fantasy-based or sci-fi based, this would be too tough of a game for me. I don't think I would enjoy it as much. What makes this game enjoyable is that it is based on historical events. And the side you're playing as, the Norwegians, they didn't win this battle. They ended up surrendering. So I think it will be a disservice to the historical events if you could win this game 5 out of every time. 5 out of 10, 5 out of every 10 times you play it would be a disservice to the Norwegians that fought in the battle. So I'm okay with this one being hard. You do have the option to make it easier, where you get the extra day, or you can adjust it up as much as you want, where you get more days of gathering resources and gaining power in the beginning of the game. But it will make it easier going through towards the end. So I've ranked this an 8.3 on Board Game Geek. The current ranking is an 8.2. So, that's a good rank. That's a solid rating for a game, and I understand why after playing it. Halls of Hegra, why you wouldn't like it. If you get frustrated where you can make all the right strategic decisions and you still may not win the game, man. It's just how this game's going to go. You're going to need luck involved. And if that's not something you like, you might not want to check it out. But if you first of all, if you enjoy history, check it out. If you like any war game, check it out. And if you like the decision space of having multiple options to take, but not enough actions to take them, and you're into survival type games, then this is a no-brainer. Go check this out. Those are my thoughts and my conclusion on the game. It's staying in my collection. I'm going to beat this game. Get me some more whiskey. So that's my review of Halls of Hegra. Hopefully you found some value in this video. If so, appreciate it if you gave the video a like. If you're interested in this type of content, go ahead and subscribe. Until next time, see you next video.